All right, so we talked about how to approach a brand and how to maintain a relationship with a brand, but that's not our final goal. Our final goal, of course, is to create that brand partnership to get that sponsorship deal, and that does take some time. Definitely a few weeks, but most likely a few months. So you have to be patient. I have to admit that the biggest deal that I've gotten for my channel took 11 months, and half of it was establishing a relationship with a brand. Visiting them at the events, talking to them on social media, and featuring some of their content, being in touch with them throughout those few months, and then finally, at some point, I decided that I'm going to start presenting a sponsorship package to them because I felt I could help. And this is what I want to talk about in this part of the course. There's a strategy that you have to have in order to get where you want to go, but a lot of times it's a bit tough because you have a smaller following. So we already talked about what you have to offer, like trust and professionalism and other things. But what needs to happen is you need to figure out what is it that they want, what is it that they need, so you can plant that idea of the sponsorship, which is essentially you helping them out and they're paying you for it in their head. And just like I said, the most important part, and this is where you have to set your needs aside, that you know what you need, right? We know what the end goal is for you, but you kind of need to stop and figure out what is it that they need. Just like with any partnership, you need to make sure that both parties are benefiting each other. And how can you benefit them if you don't really know what their needs are? So find that out. Let them share. A lot of times, if you establish a human relationship with the people who work with the brand, they will share some challenges with you. They will share what success looks like with you, and this will help you understand where they're trying to go. Is this brand trying to make them just more popular within the industry? Are they trying to break into a new industry? Are they simply just trying to sell their stuff? This is all different types of problems. You need to understand what problem they're solving before you can help them with that. Now, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you come up with a solution that you can propose to them. And we're going to talk about it in the next part of the course and how to create a brand proposal on paper, so to speak. It's of course going to be a digital PDF file, but you know what I mean. So, but before that, make sure that you not only understand their needs, you understand how you can help them. So I'll give you an example. So with a few brands that I started creating a relationship with, a lot of times I saw them on car shows and conferences and so forth, and I started to wonder. I asked some of them, it's like, if you don't mind me asking, what's your budget for this? How much time do you spend on this? Bringing all these displays and the cars, and what do you get for it? Are you happy with how many eyeballs you got on your car or on your product? Is that even your goal? Are you trying to just promote the brand? Are you trying to make sure that you acquire enough reservations, or are you just flat out trying to sell a car or a product? And once I started getting answers, I started realizing that I can do a better job. I can actually get more eyeballs and relevant eyeballs in their demo in the targeted demographics for much less that they spend and with much less hassle. They don't have to go anywhere. I will do the television production stuff for them. So only then I started approaching them and kind of saying, hey, listen, I've done this with another brand, but I have a feeling that this may work for you as well. And try, the best way, of course, is to get the brand to make a deal with you is to have them come up with the idea. So try to get the message across as subtle as possible. Try to make them understand that you have something that they might need, something that you already did with another brand with, or something that you think you can do better than the current types of advertising that they do, or they can simply extend that advertising to you. So try to plan that idea as much as possible, and you want them to say, we have an idea. What if do this for us and we'll pay you money? You'll be like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm glad you asked. Now, it's not always sometimes it's simple. Sometimes you do have to kind of have a conversation with them and say, hey, listen, I think I can do a better job. Or, I'm offering something that the current marketing solutions that you are using may not giving you the best results at. And they might say, you know what? Yeah, we'll let's talk about it. A lot of times, if you're talking to PR people, they will forward you to the marketing department, which is that introduction is priceless because as you probably know, if you've even tried it a few times, reaching marketing people and getting them to start a conversation with you is very, very difficult. So this is the introduction itself is worth a lot. And of course, you want to make sure that you make those connections, but just make sure that they understand that you are offering them a solution. No, in no way this should be like, oh, can I have some money because I really need it and I'll do something for you. No, it could never be that. It should always be like, hey, I have a great value for you, and you would be fools not to spend a little bit of money that I'm asking for on me. So, and try not to even say, well, I'm going to give you a great deal, right? Don't give deals. Give value. That is the best way to figure. They will ask for a deal. Don't worry about it. You'll give them your price sheets, and they'll be like, that's not really within our budget, and that means that let's negotiate, at least most of the time. So you got to be prepared for that. And that's kind of the one of the final stages. But at first, make sure to plan the idea, make sure to have a perfect solution for their problem, and then you have a much better shot at landing this brand deal.